Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T95, the Tier 9 American tank destroyer. It's located on the west border of Airfield and it's under the command of Jamie2006. Game on! Well, this tank destroyer has the 155mm gun, which is capable of 750 alpha, penetrating 276mm with standard ammo, and with premium rounds 320mm. Now, there were two of these built. They started work on the prototype in 1943, and they needed a vehicle that could actually knock down the fortifications on the Siegfried line. It had to have very heavy armour if it was going to creep up on those fortifications, because there was a lot of guns on the Siegfried line. So it was intended that it was going to be a very heavy tank. The original name was the heavy tank T28, then they changed that to the T95, then they changed it back to T28 Super Heavy Tank, and finally the project was cancelled in 1947. It was two years too late to be used on the Siegfried line, but they kept developing it after that just in case it might be useful. Now, as I said, they built two prototypes. The prototype was actually armed with a 105mm gun, which is one of the stock guns on this vehicle, and they had a fire on one of the vehicles and it was lost because the engine was completely burnt out, and they forgot where they put the other vehicle. And this tank became the world hide-and-seek champion when 27 years later it was found hiding in a bush at Fort Belvoir in Virginia. Yes, they'd lost it, but now it's at the National Armour and Cavalry Collection at Fort Benning, so it's been preserved for the rest of its life, and it's now being cared for and treasured. It's got 4 sets of tracks, and it's got a shape which looks like a doom turtle. That's why it got the name. It's a very big machine. The tracks are detachable, and that's what gives it the also the inclusion in World of Tanks of being the T28. Trying to go for a shot with the T57. Oh, we just managed to get that one through. I thought for a second that might have actually hit it, the 50 TP, who drove into the field of fire. But the first shot hit the A phase 1, and the second shot hit the 257. So Jamie's managed to pick up 1600 hit points already and not suffered a hit point of damage yet. Well, other than the tracks being damaged. Now, it's a very heavy tank. It's 92 tons. Oh, that hurt. The 257 took another big hit. 725, which is a low roll, and he will go out of the battle with the next shot. Yep, he's gone. And it looks like the next target's going to be the T10. Except, of course, there's an E75 off to the left, and I'm wondering if he wants to get that one instead. I think he does. Yeah, pumps around into him, gets a low roll, but takes a round from the T10. Well, the T10 couldn't do more damage than the E75 can, because, of course, he's got a much more powerful gun. And the E75 is now having to face us, which means he's getting shot by our teammates. And there he goes, he's out the game. Okay, T10's next. I think he's going to try and ram him with his 20 kilometers an hour top speed, but he's a very heavy weight, so of course he can do damage. But he's just going to blast that guy instead. Another 719, he's now up to 4,400. He's bullying that T10. And there's not a lot the T10 can do about it, except try to run away. But I think he's left it too late. Oh, Jamie missed that shot. And he has managed to track Jamie. And now his teammates need to come in and track the T10, who's trying to get a rear entry. And good news, this 777's going to get involved. But now Jamie kills the T10 Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Nice bit of teamwork there by teammates. 3 kills now to Jamie. Okay, there are some enemy tanks to the south, and I think he rather fancies... Oh, well, he was fancying that AMX 5100, but he's been taken out of the game. So he's now aiming to pick up that Kampfpanzer 50, and he pumps around in for 644, which is a low roll. But the enemy 263 has just been spotted behind us, and he has to deal with that one, because if he doesn't, he could be severely damaged. Here we go. Yes, another kill. So 4 kills now, and he's found the enemy Doom Turtle, and he's firing HE, and he just finds our tracks, which is really a bad move. I'm wondering if that T95 actually has the stock gun, and that's why he realised he couldn't pen. Well, as I say, the stock gun is a 105mm, so obviously it's not as powerful. In fact, the one at Fort Benning in the National Armour and Cavalry Collection only has the 105mm gun. Okay, he's going to go around the outside, and oh, he's found the T54. So we'll finish him off with 1 shot. Oh, no, didn't get a kill, but he's on 44. And the treble 7, I think, is firing around in that direction. And there's the kill. The Progetto takes the kill. There's only 2 enemies left now, the T95 and the Object 263. We know where the T95 is. We don't know where the 263 is, but I suspect he's directly ahead of us over in the northeast corner. Yes, he is. There he is. Okay, time to kill. Oh, no, don't go for the top of the vehicle. That's the strong point. You want to go for the lower plate if you can, because remember, that tank is built from an IS-7, if I remember correctly. An IS-7 hull. The T95 went down. He was gangbanged by the rest of the guys. And now we're going in to deal with the 263. He can stand off and hit the others, but he has to deal with us. And here we come. Now, plant the round where it'll do the most good. Go low. Yep. 798. He set him alight as well. And did he get the kill? No, unfortunately he didn't. The T50 got the kill instead. Well, here's the end of battle result, and that was the first ace tanker game for Jamie2006 in the T95. He managed to get a fire for effect, a fighter badge, a sharpshooter, a shell proof, a duelist, and a bruiser medal out of the minor medals. Out of the battle hero ones, he picked up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game and surviving. 13,143 was the win 8, a very good score, Super Unicum standard. And let's have a look at the rest of the details in the team scores. Well, the highest damage was 7,538 hit points. The next highest score was only the Skoda T50 with 3,731, followed by the T10 on the enemy team with 3,000... Oh, it's not him, sorry, it's the T54 on our own team with 3,292, and then it's the T10 with 3,007. When it came to kills, it was shared between Jamie and the T54, both had 4 kills each, and the next highest scorers after that was the Skoda T50 and the Progetto 66 with 2 kills each. When it came to base XP, yes, it's Jamie, and he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,742 base to him, 1,216 went to the T54, and 994 went to the Skoda T50. He fired 14 rounds. Every round hit the target. I thought he actually missed on one of those rounds and it actually went astray. In actual fact, it did hit, but it didn't penetrate. And that's why it's got 12 penetration showing. 7,538 hit points, and all of it was done at close range. 14 hits received from the enemy, 3 penetrated, and that T10 was responsible for at least 2 of those. 10 non-penetrations and 1 hit by way of splash damage. 3,130 hit points damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, 937 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 56,966 credits from the game, and he also got 3,919 XP profit. So, very good game to get an ace tanker on. I think he probably enjoyed that one. And let's have a look at another battle in the T95 with Jamie2006. And the second game is on the Glacier map, and it's the Southwest Spawn. Game on. Yes, if you ever want to have a look at a really good videos about the T95, Sophie Line's got some on her channel. In fact, she doesn't actually just film the mounting of the new tracks or the side tracks onto the vehicle. She also gets inside the vehicle and looks over it, so you get to see an impression of how cramped the vehicle was. Well, not cramped as such, it's just very white on the inside because they haven't got an engine in the vehicle and they haven't got all the racks and all the other equipment fitted. But it is, remember, this is the vehicle that's been hiding out in a field for 27 years, but they have lovingly restored the outside, so it's all nicely freshly painted green and freshly white on the inside to make sure the light reflects. So yeah, give a visit to Sophie Line's channel and you can get to look at the real thing. Okay, a target's turned up and it's a Chiri, and he's being hit by a Progetto some distance away. He's trying to decide which way he's going to fire and which one's going to get hit first. Normally people with tank destroyers like this will actually hide at the back and shoot into the ice field, but no, Jamie is going for it. He put a round into the convoy, got an average roll 750. There's a couple of enemy tanks behind him. In fact, Progetto, Anudes, and he's now getting hit in the tracks by a Super Hellcat of all things. Okay, he's going to go low because he can pick up that Progetto or the Udas. The Udas is the one he needs to worry about. There you are. Hello, Mr. Udas. Oh! No, didn't get that. But he can get the Chiri or the Progetto over there. And he'll happily bounce 90mm rounds from that Progetto, as many as he wants to fire at us. And yes, he took that round. Of course, he doesn't have the armour to protect himself against the 155mm round. And the Chiri should remember that because he hasn't got the armour either. Okay, we're loaded. Progetto doesn't want to poke his nose out now because he knows he will get hurt. Pardon the pun. Okay, he might be able to hit. There's an enemy just around the corner. Can he hit that P-43? Long range. Chiri changed position, but still wasn't able to pen us. I think he hit the tracks there. But now he's going to get taught a lesson because he's going to take a round this time. And yes, he takes a big hit. 724, and he's taken out of the game by the 212A. Okay, I think that Udas has got an appointment with a 155mm shell. Either him or the AMX CD8. And he did take a round. 737. And he's a one-shot now. He's over in that corner. He's hiding behind the trees. There you go. He's not loaded yet. Oh, in fact, actually, that was the T97. I don't think he can get a shot on him because he's behind that ice wall. The snow. There's the Udas. And he's out the game. He made a silly mistake to poke up once too often. And the T-77's poked up to take a shot. Jamie doesn't need to worry about what's behind him at the moment, even though he just got hit by the GW. He's worried about this, and ooh, that hurts as well. That's a high roll for the T-77, but he took a round from a Super Hellcat in the rear. And the Super Hellcat was firing armor piercing, not premium rounds. Well, the T-77 just got wiped out, taken out by our GW Panther. A lot of Doom Turtles will actually go to the northwest corner of the map at the start of this game. But Jamie just wanted to go to the centre and see what he could do from here. Oh, that AMX. Yep, finished him off. He must have pulled back, realising he'd lost too much in the way of hit points. But he stayed in an open position and made himself a viable target for Jamie. Okay, so we know there's a Super Hellcat up there. That's the guy who's been firing at him all along. And trouble is, if he goes forward, the Progetto will start firing into his side. Well, we've won in the northwest corner, so you might as well go straight ahead now. The enemy's going to have to come back to cover their cap. So he's cutting across the ice at this position. He might take one or two shots from that Hellcat if he pokes his head out. Going uphill is where it really does become a tough grind, because he's only got 20 kilometers an hour, and the best he can do is 7 kilometers up this slope. Well, he got 8 actually, so he just changed his course. He's put his autopilot on because it's just slow and boring otherwise. Progetto's waiting for him. Super Hellcat's poked his nose out, pumps around in, but it can't do much damage. And the Progetto's had to come out of his hiding spot, because if he'd stayed where he was going to get wiped out. And now he's getting affected by fire from elsewhere, and he's out the game. So there's only 2 enemies left, both the Arty. The Super Hellcat got wiped out. And although we've taken a round from the 212A, it was a non-penetrating shot. And now we're going to get the 212A and the GW Panther. I go to the inside, to the right, not to the left, because the Emil 2 and the SU-130PM are coming up that direction, and I think it's more than likely that the 212 and the GW will probably try to stay away from them. Now he's been asked to platoon with the Emil, and there's the GW, and there he is, he's gone. And that means there's only the 212A left. And I think we're about to see him. We're just reloading. Can he reload in time? There he is. Ah! Pascucci's. And that wins the game for Jamie2006. Well, despite this battle being only 1 hour 50 minutes later, Jamie scored another ace tanker in the T95. He got a Reaper badge in this game, as well as a Fire for Effect, a Fighter badge, a Duelist, Hand of God for surviving the battle having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks, and a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. He also picked up some Epic and Battle Hero medals. He got the Pascucci's medal for killing 2 enemy SPGs. Right at the end, a High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a Steel Wall for blocking the most damage in the game, and a Tank Sniper for doing the most damage at least 300 meters. Let's have a look at the win rate. That was 9,140, not as high as in the previous battle, but still very good all the same, Super Unicum standard. This time round he did 5,479 hit points of damage, the next high scorer being the 50 TP on the enemy team who went up to the northwest corner. He got 3,887. And the third highest damage was the T10 on Jamie's team with 3,412. When it came to kills, he had the most with 5 kills. 4 kills went to the 50 TP and 3 kills went to the Emil 2. They didn't platoon. In fact, actually, according to this, Jamie's only platoon with himself there. I think he offered the platoon to the Emil, but the Emil didn't accept. So that's why he offered it, but couldn't accept at the end. And when it came to XP, yes, he's got the top in that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,441 to Jamie, 976 to the T10. And the third one was the GW Panther with 684. Look at the big difference there between those 2 players. It means that Jamie and the T10 were doing most of the work in that game. You can see their combined damage between them was 8,800, nearly 8,900. Let's have a look at the detail. 11 shots fired, 10 direct hits and 10 penetrations this time. So 1 shot missed, but the rest all connected. 5,479 hit points, of which 2,176 were at more than 300 meters. 13 hits received from the enemy, only 3 of which penetrated, 9 non-penetrations, and a lot of those shots actually came from the Super Hellcat, would you believe it? 4 hits by way of splash damage as well, 1,710 hit points of damage blocked by armour, 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, 1,590 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 74,472 credits for the battle, and after ammunition resupply took away a profit of 43,602 credits, 2,161 XP. There was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away, but very good going to get such a long list of medals and to do it the unconventional way, because as I said, most tank destroyers will actually sit on the edge of the bowl, or they'll go up to the northwest corner of Glacier. You don't see many heavy tank destroyers going to the centre of the map and fighting it out over the ridgeline. This tank destroyer actually only has a 5-degree gun depression, so it really isn't capable of shooting over a ridgeline, but he still managed to make it work on this one. But of course he had to drive over the ridgeline to actually get at the enemy, and it worked. I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember we've got 2 channels, What Arty Noobs, this one, and also the general, where you can watch great replays without any commentary, and they're normally pools medals winners. Thanks for watching.